This is a very unique project. Here we're in a container repair facility. And the unique problem is that they have 10 bays and they bring containers in and out of this facility all the time with necessary repairs. They have people traversing on top of the containers, which pose a serious fall threat. So we looked at it and we looked at it, and the more we looked at cable systems, we looked at various systems, but they had multiple people traversing and getting on top of these containers to do repairs. They were passing by one another. So we thought about the Gorbel Tether Track for this, and this particular situation, there was not really an area where we could put posts because it's a very high traffic area. So we decided to go with the ceiling hung solution here, and the reason being that keeps everything off the floor, out of the floor space. So the unique situation here is we have 10 bays, so 5 bays aside. So we came up with a dual truss track system that goes over each and every container as they bring them out. So the system that we chose here keeps it out of the moving parts of this facility and offers protection for the worker. The worker will traverse up fully tied off, and you can get 2 workers up there and they can pass by one another. Well, the reason why we like this Tether Track system so much for this particular situation is it's enclosed track, it's hardened steel, and it's dual truss track for this particular situation. And the reason why this is so important for this solution is that you've got two tracks side by side. So what does that mean? It means that instead of 2 workers bumping into each other and becoming untied off with this dual truss track system, they can completely stay 100% tied off and pass by each other unimpeded. Well, the good feature about having an enclosed track system is that in an outside environment where there's lots of weld spatter and grinding dust and dirt and stuff flying all around, the enclosed track remains completely clean. So you don't have to go up there and have regular maintenance and clean the track off. The reason why we chose the SRL and the enclosed track, it runs on polyethylene wheels, so it's self-righting and self-adjusting, and in doing that it stays clean because it's rolling inside the truss track that Gorbel has had a huge success with. So we've incorporated that technology with the SRL, so it allows the worker to move freely, unimpeded, so there's no drag, there's no resistance. It's a very smooth transition from point A to point B to point C. So they never really feel like they have something attached to them. Okay, great, we're out here in the shop. We've got our fall protection completely installed now. So now we need to discuss how to properly use it. First, we're gonna start with the manual. You gotta start with the manual. And this is your fall protection harness. It's been provided for, and each unit has a SRL. First, we're going to discuss the finer ways of putting on your harness. So here to demonstrate is Hayden. He's going to properly put it on and make sure it's completely secure, and that is the proper size for him. So as you can see, he's got the quick disconnects. They're very easily, he's already fitted it to himself, and what you're looking for here is you want it to be tight around the chest. Actually turn around here, and you want the D-ring in the back to be properly below the neck and well above the lower back, so right in top in between the scapula. So that looks good. He's in good position there. He's got a good tight snug fit. Now we're ready to get on top of the containers. So now that we've read our manual on our harness, and now that we've donned it properly, we've got all our safety gear on, it's important to note that an authorized person should be the one performing work at height. Working at height can be extremely dangerous. That is why we've gone through all this safety training. You should adhere to the management's safety rules and regulations, and you should also refer to the owner's manual for your fall protection system here provided for you. Today we're going to touch on the proper way of accessing the working at height here in your area. So here the worker is going to pull down the tagline. Okay, the purpose of the tagline is to pull down your SRL safety hook. As you can see, it's been tied off. We're going to open up the safety gate and take this off and secure that properly to the hook. Okay, we're going to work in teams. It's always important to have a partner to work with. So I'm going to hook the worker up properly, and as you can see, it locks in. So now, properly tied into the harness, we're going to access the ladder. But I want you to note where we hooked off at. We're on the ground. We're not on top of the ladder. We're 100% tied off on the ground before we access the ladder. Okay, so we're accessing the ladder, and you want to make sure that you manage your cable properly, that you're looking up and it's not hooking onto anything or getting caught up. Okay, now you can access. As you notice, he's 100% tied off completely as he accesses the ladder. So here we are, we have the worker 100% tied off as he accesses the ladder to get on top of the container. As you will notice, the cable it retracts as he accesses the top of the container. As he walks, it follows him very smoothly, and it's as if he has nothing attached to his back because it's running inside the enclosed track. As he accesses the top of the container to do his work, the SRL flawlessly and seamlessly follows him along, providing protection the whole length of the container. Okay, great. The most important thing, what happens if a slip, trip, and fall does occur on the system? First and foremost, management will have a rescue plan in place to properly rescue the worker. But after the fact, after the system has been deployed, and what I mean by being deployed is someone fell and the system caught them. The system needs to be taken out of service, bagged and tagged and dated with the date of the incident, and returned to a qualified company for recertification and or replacement. Okay, now that we've done our work up on top of the container, we're back on the ground. We're still 100% tied off the whole time. So you get your buddy to unhook you, like so. But it's very important, don't let this go because it's gonna go up. Use your tag line. This should be secured to the wall or a hook of your choice. We gotta hook that back in so we can get it the next time. You fish that back up. Now the tag line, the purpose of the tag line is strictly for retrieving your safety SRL line. But it is very important that we keep this secure and clean. As you can see, this is our only lifeline to our lifeline. As we access that, don't let this lay on the ground, don't let it get ran over by the fork truck. This is a very important part of your safety equipment, and it's very important that you keep this secure at all times. So now I'm unhooked, now I'm hooked. Now I always have access to safety. Okay, great, we got safely on the ground, we hooked up on the ground, and it's very important that we unhook on the ground with 100% tie off. After we unhook off, what do? We take our tag line off and properly secure it to the hook so we don't lose our safety line. And once we're done with that, we properly disengage from our harness, make sure we keep it clean and dry for our next shift.
1-800-445-8965, and our policy is you'll get a live person when you call Consolidated, and if it rings the fourth time, you'll probably be talking to me.